So in today's class we are going to start our new phase, that is our testing phase. So up to previous class we have seen different software documentation and our designing phase, everything was over. Now coding phase is also over. Now our testing phase is starting from today. So before we are going to start our testing phase, first of all let's see what is the testing phase, what we are going to exactly do in the testing phase. So program testing. Testing a program consists of providing the program with a set of tests. What test? That is the input. That is your particular test cases. Test cases are those cases that I have already told you, that test cases means whenever you are going to give the input, a particular expected output you are getting from the system or not. Those particular input are known as test cases. Then so these test cases and observing if the program behaves as expected. That is whatever output you are expecting from your program, that output is being provided. Right? So if the program fails to behave as expected, if your program is not giving you the exactly that output which you are going to get or which you want to get, so at that time then the conditions under which failure occurs are noted for later debugging and correction. Then those conditions, why we are not getting our expected output, why the test cases are failing, the failure of those test cases are noted down. Why the test cases are having this failure. So those conditions are being noted down for their further debugging and correction is done on these test cases. So basically this is what is the testing phase. That is, you are giving some input, you are having a particular test case, you are making those test cases, that you are making some particular inputs which you are going to provide to your system, and you are going to watch whether your system is providing you with the expected output or not. If it is providing you with the expected output, then your test cases are fine, they are passed. Okay, they are not failed, they are passed. But if the testing phase is done correctly, but if they are having some failure, then those conditions are noted and they are again gone for some other debugging and correction to make them again a perfect test case which can give you a perfect output or your expected output. So this is what is there in your testing phase. Now terms associated with our testing. As in every phase we have some terms associated with that particular phase which is going to show or which is going to make you understand the particular phase. So these terms are basically used. First one is failure. What is failure? Failure means when your test case is not working as expected. That is giving some errors. So manifestation of an error for defect or bug. That is a defect or bug. The manifestation of your defect or bug is known as a particular failure. That is giving you a particular failure. But mere presence of an error may not lead to a failure. Maybe some errors are there. Some errors basically they will not lead to the failure of your system. Maybe some bugs and errors are there which can be corrected easily and it will not give you a particular whole failure, right? But some errors are there or some bugs are there which can give a whole failure to your particular software system. So only the presence of that is a manifestation of your error or bug. But maybe some errors or bugs only they are present, but they cannot lead to the whole failure of the system. They can be easily corrected, but some particular errors can be given or it can make the system not work accordingly or as expected, but the whole failure of a system will be not given. Okay, so this is what is happening in the failure. This is the term, that is failure. What is happening, that those errors or bugs, it is the manifestation of your errors or bugs which can make the system, whole system a system which is not correctly working, or as a whole zero system that is not working correctly, right? That is called a whole failure of your system. But if some error which is not giving the whole system of failure, but some expected outputs you are not getting, then you can correct that one. So this is what is known as failure. But mere presence of an error may not lead to a failure. Many errors can lead to a failure, but maybe one error when you are getting, maybe it is not giving you a whole failure. So this is what is failure. Then the test cases. What are the test cases? This is the triplet ISO. What is that? ISO. First one is the input of your system, data input which you are giving to the system, that is your I. S is the state of the system. What is the state of your system? Current state of your system. And the expected output of the system, that is your O. So these basic things are what is there in your particular test case. I, S and O. The input of your system, what input you are giving. Now what is the state of current state of my system, and what output I am expecting from my system. These three things makes the whole test cases what we were talking about. Okay, the input is not giving the only the test case, the whole thing, that is the input system of your system, current system, and your output. So this is the ISO, which is mainly the test case, which is the version of your test case. And the test shoot. What is the test shoot? This is the set of all test cases with which a given software product is to be tested. All test cases means one test case is having the ISO, but each and every, we are having each and every module of our system. Only one system we are not testing. The whole system is being broken into some modules. Each and every module is having a particular test case, right? So when we are going to test, what is a test suite? A test case is ISO, that is your input, current state and output. But it is maybe for one module. In one module, suppose my ISO is the second module. This is called the test cases. But what is test shoot? When these all are taken together, that is your test shoot. Okay. When all these test cases, set of all test cases with which a given software product is being tested, that is your test shoot. As we know that unit testing is done when the whole system is broken into different units or modules. That is your unit testing. In each and every module is being tested with the help of a particular test case. Again, they are integrated in some bigger modules or some bigger units, and those are again tested. And after that, every integrated part is also being, data is also integrated and given a whole system, that is your whole software, that is also tested. So this whole software, when that is tested, that is for your test shoot. Okay, so this is what is happening here. These are the three things. One is failure, test case and test shoot. Then now what are the advantages of our testing phase? Why this testing phase is used? What is that? First one is, its aim is to identify all the defects existing in my software product. What are the defects that is existing in my software product? So testing phase basically gives you the whole list of defects that is present in your software product. So this is what is the main aim or main motive of your testing phase. Second one, testing reduces the defects in this software. Obviously, when we are finding the defects, we will try to reduce it. We cannot get a error-free, whole error-free software after this testing phase, but up to a limit, the defects will be reduced in your software product. Done. And testing increases users' confidence in a developed system. The users' confidence in a developed system, when I am giving them the particular software, obviously they will see that yes, the testing phase have been done correctly. So their confidence level will increase that whatever system I have purchased or whatever system I have got from this and so company, so this software is obviously it is up to my expectation. So their confidence level will increase. Done. So these are the basically the advantages of your particular testing phase. Now what are the disadvantages or what are the problems of the testing phase? That is, after satisfactorily testing phase, error-free software is not guaranteed. That is, satisfactorily my testing phase is over, but my software will be error-free, that is not guaranteed. Since each and every phase have some, if my software is large, then obviously the test cases will be large. Obviously the chance of more and more errors coming towards me, that is also very large. Okay, so whenever the software is being done or made, developed, after a particular satisfactory completing the testing phase, it is not necessary that your software is perfectly error free. No, it is not guaranteed. Maybe after some time when the testing phase is done, if your software is being run, then again maybe some errors occurred, or you can again encounter some errors. So a error-free software is not guaranteed after the testing phase is satisfactorily over. This is the disadvantage, because input data domain of most software is very large. Input data domain, maybe some input data I am making some test case, maybe some other people, maybe they are making some other test case. So it is not guaranteed that their test case will also give a expected output. So since the input test case, the test case which is going to be there, the input data which we are testing with, it's a very large, the domain is very large for all the software. So input data domain of most of the software are very large. So a particular error-free software is not guaranteed. Maybe I am testing with some software, but maybe other people is testing with some other test case. So obviously it's very large. So it is not guaranteed, right? And not practical to check for each and every input data. Each and every, since suppose if in a particular case, if you are testing for some particular data, okay, that we have seen that for, suppose in any case you are testing for a particular test case data AB, okay, but these are my inputs. Again, someone is testing with B and C. So there may be many test cases, but if I am testing with these test cases, maybe it is giving me the expected output, okay. So this is correct for me. I have told that yes, I have satisfactorily completed my testing case. It is giving me the expected output. But maybe the other people, they can test it with the different test case. At that time, maybe my software will not provide a particular expected output. It is possible. So at that time, to test with each and every test case, or to test with each and every set of inputs, it's not possible for an organization, since it is very large. Input domain is very large. So to test each and every input data is not possible for a particular person. So this thing is also there, that not practical to check for each and every input data. Also expose many defects in a software. Obviously it will expose many defects in your software. So these are the disadvantages which is there in the testing phase. This cannot be denied. But obviously why we are using this testing phase? Since it is identifying all the defects which is coming at the particular instant time. And obviously it will reduce the defects. It will not completely finish the defects, but it will reduce the defects so and so limit that it can give a expected software. And obviously it will increase the user satisfaction level. This is the thing, the basic scenario of your testing phase. Now we will go towards different testing, that is black box testing, white box testing, whatever testing are coming within them. Also there are some different kinds of black box testing, white box testing. Each and everything we'll go through in our coming classes. So have an eye on this channel, and if you have any comments, then please write to the comment box regarding this chapter, today's chapter or previous chapters. Also any query you can write to the comment box. And if you like my channel, then please like, subscribe and share my channel, so that we can share some other topics also. Till then, take care. Goodbye.